Cotton transformed Manchester into a city like nothing the world had ever seen. It became a place of thinkers, makers, workers and profit seekers, spinning and weaving cotton to sell around the world. From Manchester's towering mills, bustling warehouses and crowded streets came brand new ways to live, work and think. Here in the Textiles Gallery at the Science and Industry Museum, you can discover how cotton shaped a city and influenced the lives of people all over the world. This is Arkwright's water frame. 250 years ago, it ran day and night in one of Arkwright's spinning mills. Its moving rollers drew out the cotton, then its rotating spindles twisted it into yarn. It could make huge amounts of strong and even thread, making the mass production of cotton yarn possible for the first time. It also transformed the way people worked. Rather than spinning at home, people now worked long, repetitive and exhausting days in huge multi-storey cotton mills. It was a completely new way of life. Merchants first brought cotton cloth to Britain from India around 500 years ago. It was lighter, brighter and could be washed and dried much more easily than the heavy woolen fabrics people in Britain were used to. They couldn't get enough of it. It was this rising popularity that drove entrepreneurs like Arkwright to find new ways to meet the rising demand for yarn to make cloth. In their hurry to make money from cotton, ambitious manufacturers transformed Manchester into a booming centre of industry. They built steam-powered cotton mills and filled them with new machinery and people ready for long days of hard work. By 1800, the towering chimneys of Manchester's mills dominated its skyline. Manchester's textiles industry created new connections between people around the world. Merchants sold the cloth made in Manchester's mills to customers across the globe. They created fabrics in a huge variety of colours, prints and designs to suit their customers' varied tastes. This is a small-scale version of a cotton gin, an invention which, it is estimated, resulted in 1 million more people being enslaved to grow cotton. The cotton gin made it easier and quicker to process the cotton grown on plantations in the southern states of America. This increased the demand for enslaved people to plant and pick it. Manchester's mills were hot, humid and deafeningly noisy. Fast-moving machines and air thick with cotton dust made them dangerous places to work. Common to almost all mill jobs were the early mornings, long hours and repetitive tasks. Thunderous machines, all operating together, also caused many workers hearing loss. Weavers loaded shuttles like the one in this case by sucking the cotton thread up through a hole. This was known as kissing the shuttle. But sharing germs and inhaling cotton fibres made this an unhealthy practice. This tiny bottle contained a medicine called paregoric elixir, a relatively cheap remedy that workers used to ease the coughs and asthma brought on by the mill's dusty conditions. Time was money, and this unusual double-dialed clock was designed to help mill owners keep up production. The lower dial showed the real time, whilst the upper dial showed mill time. Its hands were connected to the mill's water wheel, and like the mill's machines, they only moved when the water wheel was running. If the water wheel stopped or slowed down, so did mill time, and employees had to work on until it showed the correct stopping time. Clogs were the workaday shoe of the people of industrial Manchester. What's unusual about this tiny pair is that the children who wore them never owned them. They were lent by a school to children whose families couldn't afford to buy them shoes. They're actually stamped not to be pawned. Workers could earn good wages in Manchester's cotton mills, but work was never guaranteed. Low demand for cloth or shortages of cotton could close the mills. Workers then went without wages and often struggled to afford food, clothes, and even a place to live. Cotton transformed Manchester into the world's first industrial city. It created new ways to live and work and forged connections between people around the world. People came from all over to witness Manchester's transformation, and the new ideas developed here spread around the globe and helped shape life as we know it.